As the teams prepare for kick-off at 3, Ollie, a quick reminder of the team news?
It's just a one change that Jimmy Dean's been forced into. Kean Scales' suspension kicks in today, having been sent off at Alfreton Town last weekend. So Connor Smith makes his first start for Scunthorpe United, having joined on loan from Hearts. He did win the penalty in midweek that perhaps wrapped up that 3-1 victory at home to South Shield. So Ross Fitzsimmons is the goalkeeper. Tyler Denton, Will Evans, Maxim Coogan and Regan Ogle are the back four. In midfield, Smith is joined by Jacob Butterfield, the captain, and Finlay Shrimpton, with a front three of Danny Elliott, Danny Whitehall and Cameron Wilson up top. On the bench, Jack Jenkins signed on loan from Leeds United yesterday until January. He's alongside Michael Kelly, Andrew Boyce, Richie Bennett and Dion Sembi-Ferris. Buxton themselves, 4 changes. In come Connor Brown, Jake Wright, Owen McKeown and Curtis Weston, the former Scunthorpe United loanee. Dropping onto the bench are Max Hunt, Jordan Burrow and Diego De Girolamo, while Zane Francis Angol is not included in Buxton's matchday squad.
Very quickly, ahead of kick-off, I wanted to touch on this. The fact the Buxton manager is Craig Elliott. He had 5 years at Boston United, and Russ, as a manager in that level, he knows a thing or two, doesn't he? I think he was linked with Grimsby or Scunthorpe in the past as well. Craig Elliott, a very good manager at that level.
Yeah, outstanding. You know, that's why Buxton, brought him in when they changed managers. He was probably the first name on the sheet. I was very surprised when he did leave Boston, because he gave him great success. So he's got outstanding experience of this level of football.
Right, full match commentary, your second live game of the afternoon. Our first ended in a 1-1 draw at Bradford City for Grimsby Town. Let's see if we can get 3 points in this one. For full match commentary, all frequencies and on digital as well at BBC Sounds, Russ Wilcox, the former Scunthorpe United and player and manager, is alongside Ollie Turner.
Thanks, James. Good afternoon. Welcome to a stiflingly hot Glanford Park for this one. This National League North clash between Scunthorpe United and Buxton. 2 teams in a very decent run of form at the moment. Scunthorpe United picking up 5 wins and 17 points from their opening 8 games of the new season. The club's best start since 2016. Unbeaten here at Glanford Park as well, against the Buxton side, who haven't tasted defeat in their last 5 league matches. They've kept 4 clean sheets, 4 consecutive clean sheets during that run as well. So this will certainly be an interesting one. Scunthorpe United coming off the back here of a 3-1 victory at home to South Shields on Tuesday night. They make 1 change from that game. Kean Scales is suspended, so Connor Smith replaces him in the midfield for his first league start for the Iron. Ross Fitzsimmons is the goalkeeper. The back four, Tyler Denton, Will Evans, Maxim Coogan and Regan Ogle. Smith in midfield with the captain Jacob Butterfield and Finlay Shrimpton, and the front three are Danny Elliott, Danny Whitehall and Cameron Wilson. On the bench, Jack Jenkins, the Irons' latest signing on loan from Leeds United, and Jill January is there on the bench along with Michael Kelly, Andrew Boyce, Richie Bennett and Dion Sembi-Ferris. For Buxton, well, they made the trip back from Gloucester City on Tuesday night, having picked up a goalless draw there. They make 4 changes from that game. In come Connor Brown, Jake Wright, Owen McKeown and Curtis Weston, the former Scunthorpe United loanee, made 7 appearances on loan at the Iron back in 2008. That quartet replaced Max Hunt, Jordan Burrow and Diego De Girolamo, who all dropped to the substitutes bench, while Zane Francis Angol is out of the squad altogether. So the Bucks team, Max Durnley is the goalkeeper. I'm sure we'll talk about him with Russ in a moment. The back four, Connor Brown, Jake Hull, Luke Shields the captain and Sam Minahan. In midfield it's Connor Kirby, Curtis Weston and Xander McBurney. And the front three, Owen McKeown on the left, Thomas Elliott on the right, with Jake Wright through the middle. On the bench for Buxton, Josh Granite, Diego De Girolamo, Jordan Burrow, Sam Smart and Max Hunt. So Scunthorpe United set to attack from left to right in this first half towards the south stand in their claret shirts with blue sleeves, claret shorts and socks. Buxton all in white in their away change strip this afternoon. Our referee is James Bancroft. His 3rd game in the National League North of the season has dished out 9 yellow cards and 1 red so far. His assistant referees are Sam Bailey and Connor Ledgway. Buxton shooting from right to left towards the Donny Road end. which is in full voice at the start of this game and baked in sunshine as the referee checks everyone is ready to go. Checks his watch, both watches in actual fact, and blows his whistle to get us underway then here at Glanford Park in the National League North. Scunthorpe United against Buxton, available across all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies, and if you need to go out and about, we're online as well. We're available on BBC Sounds as well as on the BBC Sport website and app on this lovely Saturday afternoon, so I wouldn't blame you if you are planning to take advantage of the weather on this fine day. Scunthorpe United attempt to bring the ball out from the back with Maxime Coogan. Goes to the right hand side with Regan Ogle, but it's crowded out by Buxton players who win the ball back quickly, with McKeown now coming forward through their number 10, Thomas Elliott, but he has the ball pinched off of him by Connor Smith. Play continues. Smith thought he was fouled, a bit scrappy at the moment, but Elliott on the ball midway inside the Scunthorpe half, plays in Connor Kirby, attempts to flash it across the 6-yard box. That first one's blocked. Buxton try again. Elliott's gone down the penalty area. Play continues. Kirby with a cross towards the back post, goes out of play for a goal kick, and boos ring out from the Scunthorpe fans, firstly because they thought there was a foul in there on Connor Smith in midfield, and secondly the dive from Tom Elliott, who avoids a booking.
Just looking at the shape of the teams, I know Jimmy touched on, I think they played a back 5 at Gloucester in midweek. That's certainly a back 4. I think what they've done, they've matched Scunthorpe up. Yeah, it's 4-3-3 and it's a match-up.
Ball's back with the Scunthorpe United goalkeeper Ross Fitzsimmons, looking for his first clean sheet in 5 league matches. The last time he enjoyed a shutout was away at Rush Hall Olympic last month. A 3-0 win. Long ball forward, goes over the top of Jacob Butterfield, who tried to get a glancing header onto it to flick the ball on, but it goes through to Max Durnley, who I was saying earlier you had at Farsley Celtic last season. Yeah,
he done really well for me last season. Big lad, as you can see, 6'5", kicks the ball well. Good overall keeper. He was at Huddersfield B as a pro, and then I took him from there, and he had a really good season. He's got an excellent move to Buxton. Hope he doesn't do too well today.
As you say, he spent 1 season signed for Huddersfield Town's B team and then moved on. Some clubs are experimenting with that B team formula. Brentford probably the most notable, who started out with it. Scunthorpe trying to play out from the back here. Fitzsimmons out of his penalty area to the right hand side to Coogan, powers the pass forward, luckily breaks for Jacob Butterfield. Buxton scrapped to win the ball back though through Tom Elliott, who's done well, and guides the ball back to his goalkeeper Durnley. Sprays it out to the right hand side to Minahan, who gets a header on, but it's straight into the path of Finlay Shrimpton. Inside the Scunthorpe United half at the moment. Now Coogan, just outside of the centre circle, right hand side, into Regan Ogle on halfway, and it's back to Coogan again. Buxton with 10 of their 11 players behind the ball at the moment. Down the line is the pass from Shrimpton down the right hand side, cleared out of play first time by Connor Brown for a Scunthorpe United throw.
Looks like they're going to have to be patient today, Ollie. Just sat in a little bit. They're sort of allowing the 2 centre backs the ball. Finn's coming deep to get on it as well, and they're sitting deep and nicking the ball back really well at the moment.
Well, this is what I said to one of our colleagues in the media gantry. If I was Buxton, I'd probably sit behind the ball and use the weather as an advantage and try and tire Scunthorpe out, make them work for it. Scunthorpe will say, well, we'll keep the ball and make you chase. Should be an interesting tactical battle either way, as the ball rolls to Ross Fitzsimmons, just has to shepherd it out of play, as there wasn't enough pace on it to take it out itself, and now there's a bit of a kerfuffle here over on the far side between Will Evans and it's Jake Wright, one of several former Boston United players in the Buxton starting lineup this afternoon.
Just going back to your point there, Ollie, I agree with what you say there. I thought the best team that did it, the games I've watched, was Tamworth, where they matched up and really matched up and was very aggressive, you know, with the 2 wide men. Certainly Cam Wilson that day, I remember. It looks like it's going to be a similar formula today.
Butterfield whips it forward in towards Whitehall, who chests it on. Elliott keeps the ball at his feet, surrounded by 4 Buxton players, does well, pokes out to Regan Ogle on the right hand side, crosses him right footed, takes the deflection on the way through. Max Durnley stops it going out for a corner kick and clutches the ball tightly to his chest.
obviously Craig Elliott will know everything about Danny Elliott. Had him at Boston. I think he scored 32 goals for Craig that season. I think that was 2-3 years ago now. So he'll know Danny's strengths and weaknesses like the back of the hand.
Jake Wright with the flick on from Durnley's long ball forward. Coogan gets a shove in the back from Elliott, but the ball's already gone out of play for a goal kick. And Evans will take it for Fitzsimmons, who then gets it back from the left-sided centre half. Fitzsimmons dissects the two Buxton forwards with the pass into the feet of Shrimpton. Out to the far side with Smith, knocks it back to Denton, looped over the top for Elliott to try and run onto, bounced a couple of times, but Durnley, alert to the situation again, just comes towards the edge of his own penalty area to collect, and will just take the sting out of that latest Scunthorpe United attack before rolling it to his right-hand side. Ball will travel back to the Buxton shot stopper in a green shirt with black shorts and black socks, and now runs up to drive this ball forward, aiming for Jake Wright. Will bounce over the top of him. Elliott gets a shoulder barge in the back, has gone down and looks around wondering where on earth is my free kick, but it doesn't come. It's a throw in for Scunthorpe United.
I think just looking at the shape, Ollie, what they need to do if they can, Scunthorpe, take the fullbacks right up the pitch, the centre half step out with the ball, and then it's going to commit a midfield player. So at the moment in time, it's, you know, I think Buxton are quite comfortable at the moment.
Coogan on the ball from the throw from Regan Ogle. Now it's Fitzsimmons inside of his own penalty area. He's in a grey long-sleeved goalkeeping shirt, brave in terms of the sleeve length choice in this weather, black shorts and black socks, bringing the ball well out of his own penalty area now. He's midway inside his own half in actual fact, Fitzsimmons. No one really closing him down. Eventually gets a pass away short to Coogan, flicked forward to Shrimpton, and now Fitzsimmons will get it back. Pings it forward long on this occasion, and Hollis there to head it back to his goalkeeper. Whitehall gets there first, he's brought down, but the referee deems that there's no contact and the offside flag is up on this near side anyway. It will be a free kick to the visitors.
They got lucky there, Buxton. You know, I think it's Hull that heads it back. He heads it back totally blind. Doesn't know Danny Whitehall's there. They've got away with one there. Quite sloppy play, I thought, there from Hull, the big centre half.
7 minutes gone here at Glanford Park if you are just listening in on all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies. Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 0, and there is an applause going around the ground as well as a image on the screen here at Glanford Park. Rest in peace Ian Hamilton, the former Iron player who sadly passed away this week at the age of 55. Featured 145 times for the club, scoring 18 goals from midfield before earning a move to West Bromwich Albion in 1992. So we have an applause here for Ian Hamilton. In the meantime, Buxton have a throw. Brown wants to get it into Elliott, but that doesn't come off. Conor Brown, the former Sheffield United youngster. That's one promotion with Barrow, back up to the EFL in 2020. Fitzsimmons then angles it out to the far side. The target was Wilson, but Minahan gets there first with the header. Whitehall with the flick on, it will drop to Minahan, who sends it back to Durnley. Durnley with the right-footed first-time clearance, only manages to pick out Coogan, who nods it back into the Buxton half. Hull goes towering over Elliott with his header defensively for Buxton, but the action goes on. Brown almost loses the ball there, and well, Jake Hull, quite a gangly figure, not really too much pace on him, and couldn't stop that ball from going out for a throw. Regan Ogle is told by the referee from which position he should take this throw in. Jake Hull signed on a season-long loan from Rotherham United, returning to the club having enjoyed a spell at Buxton last season. Ogle with the throw into the right-hand channel. Elliott tries to get the better of two Buxton defenders. Who's got the final touch on that? It is a Buxton player, and it will be a Scunthorpe United corner kick here in the 10th minute. Still 0-0.
First real opportunity now. Load the box. Apart from Jake Hull, I don't think they're the biggest team, so there'll be a mismatch somewhere.
interesting to see how Scunthorpe United approached set pieces this afternoon. It was Wilson going short to Butterfield on Tuesday night. What will they conjure up here? He goes again short to Butterfield, sweeps in right-footed, header from Ogle at the far post, headed up in the air by Elliott actually on the goal line, and Buxton clear their lines. Shrimpton with an important header to keep the ball away from McKeown, and the iron will come again. Smith, left-hand side in the Buxton half, crosses into the far post, header up in the air from Elliott again. Minahan gets a flick onto it, and then Whitehall loses his footing in the box. That allows Minahan to recover from that right back spot. Player still down in the Buxton penalty area as Wright tries to chase this long ball down. Runs through to Fitzsimmons.
Just look there, Ollie, as though Danny Elliott could have done a little bit better with that. You know, we win the first contact, he's in the middle of the goal and just seems to head the ball up in the air. It's difficult to see from here, but it looked a good opportunity to me.
Scunthorpe enjoying another spell of possession here. Butterfield dropping deep into his own half to receive the ball from Coogan. Butterfield, the captain again today, floats it over to the right-hand side. Whitehall with the flick on. Elliott tracks back to get there, first head of Ogle, and then Durnley clears. Kirby with the flick on for the visitors, but it's straight back to a claret and blue shirt here with Coogan. Now Butterfield into the centre circle he goes, spreads play left-footed over to the far side. It's a first-time flick on into the box, shot from Cameron Wilson on the half volley, and it's turned over the bar by Max Durnley. Best chance of the game thus far falling to Scunthorpe United, and it's produced a brilliant save from Max Durnley to keep the scoreline 0-0.
Yeah, fantastic save. I think actually it is a game where Butterfield should play deeper. You look how Buxton's set up. He's the most creative player on the football pitch for me. Finn Shrimpton's got the legs to run him behind and to work him. For me, I'd be playing him there. I'd be playing him as the pivot in front of the back four, getting him on the ball, and you've just seen there his quality with both feet. You know, he's at a 40-yard diagonal, you know, with his so-called weak foot.
Wilson and Butterfield come across to the right-hand side for the second corner kick of the afternoon thus far for Scunthorpe United. Sam Minahan is one of two Buxton players keeping a close eye on this latest set piece for the host. Whipped in left-footed by Butterfield, then bounced once inside the Buxton penalty area. Scunthorpe United players gesturing that it took a touch off of one of the visiting players, but referee James Bancroft disagrees, and it's a Buxton goal kick, but they were all at sea there from that corner kick, Russ. Yeah,
that's a great opportunity. You don't see the ball bouncing in the box from a corner very often. You know, they've got to get somebody around there. They do look vulnerable from the corners. I know that's only two they've had, but both corners I don't think Buxton's dealt with very well. But just going back to Butterfield's role, for me, you see them sitting off. He's the creative one for me out that midfield three. And then you can put Finn in front and you can put Smith in front as legs. Because Butterfield for me is different class. He shouldn't be playing at this level.
McKeown brings the ball down for Buxton. Now Minahan on two promotions with Stockport United to get them back into the EFL before moving on to Halifax Town and then to Buxton this season. Kirby attempts the nutmeg on Smith but keeps the ball. McKeown 1-2 with Kirby, tries to guide it out to the right hand side to Minahan, defended well by Scunthorpe and booted, whacked straight out of play over the top of the east stand opposite us for a Buxton throw. First real glimmer of attacking play there for the visitors, but just couldn't get the pass away to Minahan, who was running into space down the right.
Yeah, I was impressed with Kirby last week. I watched Buxton last week when they demolished Darlington 5-0, and Kirby was excellent in there. The big loss for Buxton today is Osborne. You know, he scored an hat-trick last week against Darlington. You know, he's obviously injured. He's got to be, you know, to get an hat-trick. I'm not sure if you figured midweek at Gloucester, but he was superb on the left wing, right-footed, but cut inside, scored 3 wonderful goals. But Kirby impressed me as well.
Yeah, Sam Osborne only on the bench in midweek in that goalless draw with Gloucester City. As you say, a 5-0 win over Darlington, the club's biggest margin of victory in the National League North. Danny Elliott is the latest to go down under a challenge from Connor Brown, but the referee waves it away. Brown flicks it back to Kirby here from the Sheffield Wednesday youngster. Now Weston sends it to the right with Minahan. Left-footed pass into Xander McBurney. You may remember the recognise his surname. He's the brother of the Sheffield United striker Ollie McBurney. Brown. Back to Kirby again. And Buxton keeping the ball well here. Weston clips over to the far side to Makio. As Denton to try and beat, skips onto his right foot, crosses the ball in, didn't get enough power on that cross though, straight into the feet of Will Evans, who clears away. Whitehall's involved in a tussle with Shields, but doesn't come out on top. But Scunthorpe are onto the second ball here with Wilson. Dances over to the right hand side and then gets the free kick off of Connor Brown. Quarter of an hour gone at Glanford Park. The scoreline still goalless between Scunthorpe United and Buxton. We're available on all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies this afternoon, and if you need to leave home then you can get us also on BBC Sounds as well as online via the BBC Sport website and app.
Good passage of play there from Buxton, moved it around, 10-11 passes, just the final ball at this level. You see a lot of teams that the build-up's good, it's just that final piece.
Butterfield is the sole Scunthorpe United player over this latest set piece. Just a one-man wall for Buxton of Jake Wright. Looks like he will float this in right-footed towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Here Butterfield comes on his right foot towards the back post. Evans with the header. Just got too much underneath that and he sends that header way wide of goal. And it's a Buxton goal kick.
Great ball again from Butterfield. Like I say, just puts the ball in some great areas. Evans should have bet there, Ollie, really, until, like you say, you know, it's a free header if you like. He's got to head it down and get it on target.
You can get involved with us as well, by the way, here on Saturday's Sport on BBC Radio Humberside. Drop us a text, 81333, start your message with the letters RH. On WhatsApp, 08000 321 333, same rule applies there, and on social media at Humberside Sport. Who forward by Hull. Evans gets the header away for the hosts. Brown just leans into Danny Elliott to make sure that the Scunthorpe United number 9 doesn't get hold of possession. Gets the throw for his team. Assistant linesman on this near side almost gets in the way of Connor Brown as he takes that throw. Buxton attempts to come forward here, but Durnley's clearance only finds Butterfield. Elliott thought he'd kept the ball away from McBurney, but fouled him in the process. Buxton free kick. It's on the Buxton left, about 10 yards or so behind the halfway line. And Durnley will jog towards the ball to take this free kick. Just looking at Buxton, they are sending players forward for this one, and Jake Hull stands out from everyone, pretty much towering over everyone else in both the Buxton and Scunthorpe United lineups. And Durnley were aimed for him towards the right hand side of the penalty area. Flick on from Buxton. I think it was Shields who was up there as well, the Bucks skipper, that sends it wide of goal. Scunthorpe United goal kick.
Yeah, they've sort of grown into the game, Buxton, haven't they? For me, they've come with a good game plan. They've took the sting out of the game. They've quietened the fans a little bit. You know, it's been a good period, good start for Buxton. Scunthorpe's just got to find different ways. The teams are going to come and do that at Glanford Park. They're going to come and sit in. Jimmy spoke about that before the game. It's just unlocking the door when they do that.
Buxton trying to get on the end of a loose ball, but Wilson does well, sliding in there to knock it back to Coogan. Shrimpton, first time pass forward, but he's fouled by Connor Kirby. So play will be pulled back by James Bancroft for the free kick.
Yeah, a little bit of a naughty one that for me. Absolutely no chance of getting the ball, nowhere near the ball. Left one on Finn there. They're the ones that the referees need to look at. You know, you get a lot of soft bookings in the game nowadays, but you know, those kind of challenges for me need looking at. The yellow card for me, that.
Play back underway then, with Coogan on the ball. Breaks the lines at the pass to Whitehall. First time round the corner, got a bit too much power on it, but it's back to Finlay Shrimpton, who comes forward down the right wing. Inside to Jacob Butterfield, midway inside Buxton territory. Butterfield drifting over to the left, then finds Wilson. Wilson back into the centre of the park with Whitehall. Now over to the right with Ogle. Back inside to Shrimpton. Ogle again, just trying to find room and create room for an attacking opportunity. Ogle attempts to bring it inside, then he's fouled by Elliott. There's an off-the-ball tussle between the pair, and Danny Elliott is not happy about that, and he's enraged a few of the Buxton defenders in the process. There's a bit of pushing and shoving as both sets of players try and have a word with the referee. And I think James Bancroft is going to be forced to get the cards out here after that particular melee.
Yeah, silly booking there for Danny Elliott. I think that's the one who he's put in the book. A little bit of dissent there. He's obviously not happy with the challenge, but let the referee do his job. You know, it's a silly booking for me.
The LED screen in the corner to the far side confirming that Danny Elliott booking in the 20th minute. The free kick though will still, and he could go short to his right hand side to Regan Ogle, who is completely unmarked. There's plenty of space if you wanted to play it over to him and get a first time cross in, but Butterfield again, his body shape looks again to be whipping it over to the left hand side of the box. Drives it over to the far side to Wilson, who's in space just outside of the penalty area. Touch onto his right foot, then he's brought down. Referee says the ball was won cleanly there, and Buxton will eventually bring it away. And now there's a counter-attacking opportunity here. Sent over to the left-hand side to Owen McKeown. Gets past Denton into the penalty area, and then just loses the ball under his feet. Ogle goes down as McKeown tries to recover the situation, and Scunthorpe United have a free kick in their own penalty area.
Great pace, McKeown. Saw him last week, I said great pace, but again, as we spoke about earlier, the final bit, you know, just gets the ball tangled under his feet. If his next touch is better, you know, he's having a strike at the goal, but they look good on the counter, like I say, sitting in there, doing a really good job. Man marking the wide men at times, you know, both fullbacks following the wide men in, following Cam Wilson in, following Danny Elliott in, letting the two centre halves look after Danny Whitehall. Game plan winning at this moment in time from Buxton, but plenty of time left for Scunthorpe to break them down.
Coogan then will bring the ball out from the back. Exchanges a 1-2 with Regan Ogle. And here is the former York City player again on the ball. His experience of winning promotion from this level, did it via the playoffs with York City a couple of seasons ago. Back to Fitzsimmons, also part of a playoff campaign last season with Chesterfield, which ended unsuccessfully on penalties at the hands of Notts County. Coogan to the right hand side to Regan Ogle, can't flick the ball past Elliott, but gets a throw in on halfway. Wondering whether we'll get a drinks break at some stage here in this first half. Ogle with the throw down the line. Will Elliott be able to keep it in play? He does. Plays the percentages there. Danny Elliott realised he probably wasn't going to be able to keep control of the ball, but stops it going out for a goal kick and puts Buxton in an awkward position with this throw. Just 5 yards or so ahead of the corner flag. Brown pushes his teammates forward with both his left and right hand, gestures to do so, hurls it down the line. Scunthorpe United retrieve possession though, flicked over the top by Butterfield. Whitehall can't hold it up. Kirby into Elliott, spins away from Shrimpton, tries to find Wright but goes beyond him, and Scunthorpe United could launch an attack themselves here. Wilson down the left hand side. I think he may have lost control of the ball there. That allows Minahan to recover the situation. Spanks it out of play for a throw to Scunthorpe United over on the left hand side. As we head towards the midway point of this first half. Denton with the throw then for the Iron. Short it goes to Butterfield. Denton gets it back into Wilson on the edge of the penalty area, left hand side. Into the midfield it goes with Smith. Worked over to the right with Regan Ogle. Back inside to Connor Smith. Again, Buxton with 10 of their complement of 11 players behind the ball as they defend this latest Scunthorpe United wave of attack. Butterfield to Shrimpton. Now Wilson. Wilson into Whitehall, flicks it in behind. Smith is trying to run onto it. Hull covers that well for the visitors, clears away left-footed. Wright goes down. The ball flies over both him and Maxine Coogan, and Scunthorpe United will try again here. Coogan into the Buxton half, looks up, switches play over to the far side. Denton brings the ball down on his left foot, keeps possession despite losing his footing. Butterfield into Finlay Shrimpton, right of centre. Pushed into Regan Ogle down the right-hand side. Running at his man. Rolls it back to Shrimpton again. Now Smith, making his first league start for the Iron this afternoon. First time ball from Butterfield into Elliott. Sliding tackle in there. Spirals the ball up into the air, and then it's hammered out of play by Owen McKeown for a Scunthorpe United throw. And I alluded to it earlier, we are going to get a drinks break midway through this first half due to the sweltering temperatures here at Glanford Park, so that will allow former Scunthorpe United defender and manager Russ Wilcox to give his thoughts on this first half so far.
Yeah, been impressed with Buxton's game plan, working well at the moment. Just got to be patient, I think. Scunthorpe, you know, it's a sweltering day, keep moving the ball about, keep working them, keep shifting their back four around, and eventually I think the fitness levels, obviously being a full-time team against a part-time team, should come through, especially on Tuesday night. They've had a long trip back from Gloucester. Not sure what time they would have got back, early hours Wednesday morning. So it could be 80 minutes, 75, who knows. They've just got to be patient, make sure, you know, they're solid at the back, keep the back door closed. They had one opportunity there where the final piece of play by Buxton lets them down. But I think I'd like to see Butterfield on the ball a little bit more. He's the one, when teams do defend deep, that's got the quality.
Messaging on WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Haven't put your name on this one, but saying, listening in my garden, insitted with a cold German beer. I am incredibly jealous. I must say,
both are.
Yeah, I'm enjoying watching the game, but I will admit I can't wait to get home and have a cold drink after this one. Just having a look at the scores elsewhere for you in today's football. We'll go down to the National League North. These are the scores that have been provided to us by the BBC Sport website. In the National League North, it's currently Alfreton Town 1, Boston United 0, Banbury United 2, Warrington Town 0, Bishop Stortford 0, Darlington 0, Chester 0, Blythe Spartans 0, Curzon Ashton 0, Chorley 0, Gloucester City 0, Farsley Celtic 0. Stockporter leading by 2-0 away at Kings Lynn Town. Scarborough Athletic are 1-0 up at home to Brackley Town. That's who Scunthorpe United face here in the second qualifying round a week today. As for Buxton, meanwhile, they are away at Macclesfield in the same competition. Of course, you know here, Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 0, South Shields 1, Rush Hall Olympic 0, Spennymoor Town 0, Hereford 0, and Tamworth 2, Peterborough Sports 0. Currently those scores provided to us by the BBC Sport website. Tamworth currently going top of the National League North based on those live scores.
That doesn't surprise me, Ollie. I was well impressed with those opening day of the season, well impressed. Excellent outfit, like I say, did a really good job for so long against Scunthorpe that day.
Throw for Scunthorpe United here from the right. Ogle into the centre of the park with Butterfield, lays it into Whitehall, then gets it back. Whitehall again, 25 yards from goal, tries to dink it into the penalty area. That's blocked. It's a tussle for the second ball, and Denton comes out on top in that duel. Here come Scunthorpe United again on the attack. Ogle down the line, blocked out of play by Elliott, and just shouts at Danny Elliott. I think wanted a bit more urgency there. As we head towards the half-hour mark at Glanford Park.
Yeah, it's just bouncing off him a little bit at the moment. He needs to make it stick and be a bit more patient. He's trying to get hold of it and create a miracle where you just get hold of it, link it off, and get yourself in the box.
Right, holds the ball up away from Evans, but then Butterfield wins it off of the Buxton number 7. Right, he's saying there was a foul originally between him and Evans before he then impeded Butterfield bringing the ball forward. The referee gives a free kick in Scunthorpe United's favour.
Yeah, it's a feisty one, Jake Wright. He started at Sheffield United as well. Yeah, he's been a good player.
Coogan to Whitehall, Smith rather. Ogle back to Finlay Shrimpton. Butterfield midway inside the Buxton half, centre of the pitch, almost goes down from a flailing leg from Weston, but keeps his footing. Butterfield again on the ball, on his left foot, scoops it over the top. Wilson's made the run in behind down the left-hand channel, puts the ball onto his right foot. Into the area Wilson goes, swings the ball across the pitch, aiming for Finlay Shrimpton, but it's too long. Still gets a a round of applause from Jimmy Dean for the idea, but it's a Buxton throw.
Just got to keep playing shorter for me, just moving it about, moving their team around. They're a little bit frustrated at the moment, Scunthorpe, which is understandable. You know, they've had it all their own way just about in every home game, certainly the last 3. Buxton have come and up half an hour gone. They're doing a really good job on Scunthorpe.
Coogan heads Connor Brown's throw straight out of play for another Buxton throw as they edge themselves further forward down their left-hand flank. Brown with the latest throw, all in white, even the boots. Throw goes into Elliott, back to McBurney, who was caught flat-footed there, and Shrimpton nips in first. Now Wilson clattering in there as Shields, but he got the ball, and Buxton in possession. A chance for them to come forward now. In the Scunthorpe United half is Minahan down the right, tries to play in McKeown round the back, but Shrimpton cuts it out. Wilson has got past Shields on this occasion, and Shields will get a yellow card for that one. First time Shields came out on top, second time Wilson saw him coming. Shields clatters into the iron, number 11, and the Bucks captain gets a booking.
Yeah, that'll be the easiest yellow card he probably gives all season. Definitely not a red. You know, he's a tad late, but he's an aggressive player. He's Shields, and he's certainly feeling that one. Is Cam Wilson.
Yeah, one of several players, Luke Shields, at Buxton to be reunited with his former manager at Boston United, Craig Elliott, and Cameron Wilson is getting treatment here. That was a heavy blow to take. I mean, the only saving grace for Wilson is that he saw Shields coming from a mile off, maybe could have prepared himself for impact. But Wilson's still getting treatment at the moment, slightly concerning for Scunthorpe United given his start to the season.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one if he does come off. You know, with them defending deep, do you go with Bennett? You know, do you go with Bennett where you get crosses in the box and all of a sudden you've got 3 big centre forwards up there? I don't know, that'll be Jimmy's choice, but it's one you'd certainly look at, the way they're
make the like-for-like change, and Dion Simbi-Ferris comes on in Wilson's place. He's back up onto his feet. Here's Cam Wilson, and will walk off over on the far side. Scored his first goal of the season in the 4-1 win at home to Scarborough here on Bank Holiday Monday in August. Made his 50th appearance in actual fact for the club the game before that at Curzon Ashton. Free kick in the meantime for Scunthorpe United. Wilson will have to wait to come back on. Butterfield over it again. From deep this free kick, but still inside the Buxton half from the left-hand side. It's driven forward to Elliott, who backheels it past his man into the 6-yard box. His cross goes, cleared away at the near post by Buxton, and then it's eventually dinked forward aimlessly by the visitors, and Scunthorpe United have possession back. Fitzsimmons. Under very little pressure here from the Buxton forward line. They are dropping deep behind the halfway line. That allows Fitzsimmons the time to switch the play with a diagonal pass to the left, but that's blocked, and then McKeown again is showing his pace, just waits for the challenge, pokes the ball forward and gets shoved down to the ground by Connor Smith, I think, in the end, or maybe Will Evans it was in actual fact, who gets the yellow card. Free kick for Buxton.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether, you know, both teams can keep 11 on the pitch today. How many's that, Ollie, altogether? From both teams, how many bookings?
We've got 3 so far.
3 each side, or?
No, 3 altogether.
3 altogether. 2 of those being centre-backs.
So Buxton with another chance here to fire the ball into the Scunthorpe United penalty area. Sam Minahan is going to take the free kick from the right. Jake Hall and Luke Shields are up from the back again. They aim the free kick towards the central defensive pair, but it's plucked out of the afternoon sky by Ross Fitzsimmons, who bowls it out to the right-hand side with Regan Ogle right in front of us here at the back of the main West Stand at Glanford Park. Ogle infield to Shrimpton. Now Denton inside the centre circle, playing almost as an inverted fullback. We've seen become so popular with the likes of João Cancelo and John Stones at Manchester City in recent times. Coogan. Switches play with the crossfield ball from right to left. Wilson brings it down, tries to find room away from Minahan. Keeps possession, but is forced to go back into his own half with Coogan. Coogan into Buxton territory he goes. Works the ball to the right to Ogle, then Shrimpton. Now, Shrimpton here, centre of the park, could shoot on his left foot, keeps going. Maybe could have pulled the trigger earlier. Buxton making a hash of clearing their lines here, but just work a nice triangular interchange of passing to get the ball away. McKeown with space to run into down the right for Buxton. Holds the ball up away from Smith and checks back to McBurney. Shields across the defence to Hull. Hull forward to Elliott. Then it's flicked back to McBurney. Signed in the summer having left Weymouth, former Terrors captain. Elliott whips the ball over the top. Kirby could be in behind here, but he won't get there first head of Denton. Shoves Denton down to the ground, who's clutching his left leg. The referee's waved it away simply because play had already moved on and Buxton hadn't gained any advantage from the situation. But James Bancroft will now blow his whistle to check on Tyler Denton, who is back up onto his feet. Just having a bit of difficulty with that left ankle maybe. Will Evans and Ross Fitzsimmons both talk to the ref, but he won't take any action in that scenario. Less than 10 minutes of normal time to go at the end of this first half. Still Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 0. And then Buxton get a free kick here as Butterfield, in attempting to roll away from a couple of the Bucks players, has brought down McBurney. And now he falls flat onto his back, holding his right shin, but back up quickly, and it's a Bucks free kick.
Too many touches for me, Scunthorpe. Got to move the ball quicker, get it and move it, around the pitch. Too many players now wanting to dribble. Cam Wilson there coming 30 yards in field, where you can just get hold of it and pop it and move again. Butterfield there trying to dribble through the middle of the pitch, where they've got, most of their players. The space is out wide. Want to see Coogan step in like he did there. Two centre halves step in. All of a sudden that commits a midfield player of Buxton.
Durnley, the Buxton goalkeeper, with the free kick, bounces once just on the edge of the Scunthorpe United penalty area, and Tyler Denton is able to marshal the ball out of play for a goal kick away from Owen McKeown. We've got another very lucky Scunthorpe United listener, Paul, messaging us on WhatsApp 08000 321 333, listening on my balcony in Menorca.
Oh, stop it, mate.
Dread to think how hot it is over there, given the temperatures here at Glanford Park. Buxton on the ball with Elliott. Diagonal ball, gets right in behind here. Right hand side of the penalty area. McKeown in support, tries to find him. Denton watches McKeown's run closely and gets there first at the near post to smash it behind the goal, and out for Buxton's first corner kick of the afternoon.
3 opportunities that they've had at the Buxton on the counter, but the final piece has been poor. Final execution has been poor. Jake Wright gets himself into a great position there, and he's got to pick somebody out. They've got to be careful in this game, Scunthorpe. I still fancy him to go on and win the game, but they've just got to be careful. Buxton's had 3 opportunities now. Okay on the counter-attack, they're sat deep, and there's a little bit of frustration as well around the stadium.
Shields and Hull up from the back again. Minahan and Brown have stayed back. Short corner kick towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. McKeown dummies it. Elliott shot's blocked. Ball stays with Buxton. Back out to the right-hand side, but the assistant referee on the far side is frantically waving his flag here, and now he's going to go over and talk to the referee, because he may have seen an incident in the Scunthorpe United penalty area, and I think there's actually maybe been an incident in the crowd, perhaps. Because I've seen one supporter wave to a steward to come into the Donny Road into our left-hand side. Now a supporter's come onto the pitch and has just slapped Ross Fitzsimmons on the back here.
I'm just looking at the Buxton players though. They're high-fiving each other there. They're high-fiving as though, in my opinion, they're going to get a penalty. I don't know. We've seen different things, obviously, Ollie, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Buxton players high-fiving as if to say, what's the referee going to do? Nobody knows. Or is there an issue in the crowd, like you said? There's somebody going in there.
Yeah, at least 3 physios are running in there. We've heard over the PA system that a defibrillator has been required, and finally we are getting a few medical personnel into the Donny Road end to our left-hand side. I'm sorry that we haven't really been able to tell you about what the referee was in conversation with his assistant on the far side.
Supporters in the Brickham stand, please make space for the doctors to do their work. Please make space.
More concerned with what was going on to our left-hand side in the Donny Road end.
That's awful.
And as you may have heard over the PA system, fans in the Donny Road end to our left-hand side have been advised to make room so the medical personnel can do their work with this defibrillator due to the medical incident. So our thoughts go out to the supporter affected. We hope they're okay. There's an applause here, and I can just see a man with a cap and a navy short-sleeved shirt and black trousers who is being walked out of the Donny Road and looks okay from here. He's walking with a bit of assistance, but largely looks fine, and that is pleasing to see given the concerning scenes a few moments ago.
That's great news. Hopefully he's okay. Like you just said, he looks a little bit wobbly on his feet, but fingers crossed he's okay. I have no idea why the Buxton players were high-fiving each other. I haven't got a clue what was going off there. I think they thought they got some kind of penalty. Maybe they thought that's why the linesman was flagging, when obviously he was flagging for the guy who was in need of help.
I'm wondering if he has given a penalty here, given the assistant linesman hasn't gone back to his normal position behind the touchline. Finlay Shrimpton gets a booking, so obviously there was a foul in the Scunthorpe United penalty area, and it looks like it will be a Buxton penalty. Sorry if we haven't been clear about what's happened, but it was an off-the-ball incident which we haven't seen. I think the supporters are all rather confused here. I don't think anyone in the ground had realised that a penalty had been given, truth be told. But Buxton, who have slowly but surely grown into this game, have the chance to take the lead with 4 minutes of normal time left of the first half. But obviously there'll be quite a few more added on due to firstly the drinks break, and secondly due to that incident in the Donny Road end. So Finn Shrimpton has gone into the book, and Buxton have the chance to take the lead here from the penalty spot.
Yeah, I just wondered, like you just said there, why are they giving high fives? And obviously I know the reason why now.
If you are watching from afar, then please let us know if they're showing any replays of that penalty incident and what exactly happened, because it was an off-the-ball one that we haven't spotted. So it's Jake Wright up against Ross Fitzsimmons. 15 goals for Boston United in all competitions last season. Just the one goal so far for the Bucks since joining in May. Can he double his tally for the new campaign? Wright steps up. Fitzsimmons saves. Rebound. Headed across the 6-yard box. Could be fired home. And it is. Buxton eventually makes Scunthorpe United pay, and it's Xander McBurney on the rebound. Ross Fitzsimmons did brilliantly well to deny Jake Wright from the spot from the initial penalty kick, but didn't push the ball back out of play. There was a bit of kerfuffle in the 6-yard box, and eventually Xander McBurney slammed it home for his first in Buxton colours, having joined in August following his departure from Weymouth. And Buxton here in the 44th minute take the lead away at Scunthorpe United. Xander McBurney makes Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 1.
It's a fantastic save, and it's a third phase. You know, he saves, they get the next contact, and he drops. And to be fair to him, he's very brave as well, McBurney. He slides in there, he could have got injured, and finishes it well. I wouldn't say it's what they deserve, but the game plan, you know, the way they've set up, the way they've come to stifle Scunthorpe, is certainly working.
Back underway then, following that opening goal for the Bucks here across all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies. Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 1. Coogan, his long ball forward is blocked, gets on the end of the rebound and then clatters into Wright off the ball, who stays down. Action continues. Scunthorpe United not happy with Jake Wright there. Elliott can't latch onto the long ball forward, and Connor Brown will watch it go out of play. I'm just looking at the Scunthorpe United feed, and it basically says at the 40-minute mark the referee points to the spot and Shrimpton is booked for the offence. So I don't think the Scunthorpe United media team saw what happened. I'll see if we can get a Buxton perspective on it. Goal kick in the meantime for the visitors.
I don't think many have seen it. We certainly didn't. We didn't see anything going off in there, but the linesman has.
Ogle closed down quickly by Elliott, and his clearance is blocked. 6 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half, and maybe Scunthorpe United to try and find an equaliser that's going at the break level. As I say, a similar story from Buxton's social media feed. They just said Shrimpton goes into the book and the Bucks have a penalty. Looking forward to maybe hearing about that from you if you're watching the game live on this international weekend. If you saw what happened there, as Buxton looked for a second, McKeown shoots from distance, slices it wide on his right foot, out of play for an iron goal kick.
Just got to stay calm. Plenty of time. 50 minutes yet to play. For me, just the weather doesn't help, but we do look a little bit lethargic. The game needs to be played quicker. We need to maybe go back to front a little bit quicker and pick up second balls, get it wide and put it in the box. And I think Jimmy will make a couple of changes at half time. I'll be surprised if he doesn't. I think he'll bring more legs in there. I think he may bring Jenkins on, Jack Jenkins, who's very similar to Keon. Keon Scales gives you that energy, gives you that legs, gives you that running power, gives you that intensity. And I think that's what Scunthorpe have lacked, certainly in this first half.
Get in touch on the penalty incident, 81333, starting your message with the letters RH. You can also send us a message via WhatsApp, 08000 321 333. We're on social media as well, at Humberside Sports. Free kick taken here by Buxton goalkeeper Max Durnley, flicked on by Wright into the penalty area. Ogle with the initial header away, trying to keep the ball away from Tom Elliott, but he is flagged by the assistant referee on the far side for offside. Free kick, which is smashed forward quickly by Ross Fitzsimmons. Sails over the top of both Hull and Whitehall. Whitehall will chase it down, but then he's fouled Connor Brown, and now Whitehall's gone down right in front of the Buxton supporters over on the right-hand side, claiming there was a hand in the face there from Brown, and the referee's gone to his back pocket. And I'm going to have to stand up here as everyone is standing up in the main West Stand to see what's going to be the outcome here. The referee, James Bancroft, has got another tough decision to make here. He's in conversation with his assistant referee, and it's a red card for Connor Brown. Lashed out at Danny Whitehall as the pair went to contest a loose ball. The two got in each other's faces, and I'm presuming that Connor Brown has left a hand in the face of Danny Whitehall, and he has received his marching orders from referee James Bancroft. So Buxton may be going into the break 1-0 up, but they will be going in down to 10 men. Connor Brown given a straight red card here at Glanford Park.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy from Buxton's point of view. Craig Elliott will be absolutely raging. They've got the noses in front. The stifling Scunthorpe, and he does something stupid like that. That's crazy. That spins it right on its head again now. Now the momentum swings certainly back in Scunthorpe's favour. I still think there'll be changes made at half time. I think Jimmy will freshen it up. I think he maybe needs to today, and that's why you have a big squad to choose from.
What a mad ending to this first half. It has to be said, very little of instant up until the penalty being given away on the 42nd minute. We don't know what the penalty was given for, but we can assume that Finlay Shrimpton was the man to give it away. Xander McBurney smashed home the rebound after Jake Wright's initial penalty kick was saved by Ross Fitzsimmons, and now Connor Brown sent off for the visitors. So Buxton down to 10 men as there's another loose back pass from Sam Minahan back to his goalkeeper Max Durnley. Cameron Wilson almost gets there first, but Durnley alert to hack the ball out of play over on the far side for a Scunthorpe United throw-in. Denton with it, back to Connor Smith, into the centre circle. The ball travels with Coogan on halfway. Coogan still on the ball at the moment, to the right-hand side with Regan Ogle, forward down the line to Elliott, keeps the ball away from Hull. Ogle again nutmegs Hull nicely, and then gets the ricochet off of Elliott. Right-hand side, Ogle with the cross. Crunching tackle there from Connor Kirby, but got the ball cleanly. Scunthorpe United throw. So we've got 90 seconds left of the 6 minutes of additional time to play, and looks like Regan Ogle will be going long. As I say that, he goes short with the throw-in to Jacob Butterfield. Back to Regan Ogle, and that cross has gone completely and utterly wrong for Regan Ogle. Tried to swing it in first time with the instep of his right foot, but caught it awfully badly, and it's sailed straight out of play and over the top of the south stand to our right hand side for a Buxton goal kick.
We're talking about Buxton early with a game plan and sitting off deep. They certainly will be sitting off deep now. It'll be interesting to see what the shape of the team is now, whether they just go 4-4-1 and leave Jake Wright up there and have two backs of four. Be interesting to see what they do.
Coogan. Ball's back to Fitzsimmons. Got a couple of tweets in on that penalty incident. Should have remembered that there aren't replays at this level, unfortunately. Shrimpton to the left with Denton. Back to Shrimpton, who gave away that penalty and got booked as a result. Butterfield short and forward to Whitehall, who holds it up away from Jake Hull. Gets booed from the Buxton supporters for his involvement in that red card for Connor Brown a few moments ago. Butterfield again switches play over to the left hand side, spots Wilson in space, heavy touch, but jinks past his man McKeown, goes down, and the referee has given a free kick. This will be just outside the penalty area, left hand side. Just quickly, Russ, a couple of tweets in, one from JSEC13 saying at Humberside Sport on social media, wow, they really don't want Scunthorpe United winning this league. How did the linesman spot something? All I saw was a group of players and they tried to cross and the lino flagged. And Nathan Jarvis also at Humberside Sport on social media saying, you're asking about online replays, we don't get them on National League North games, not for goals or anything else. We did in the National League, but not this season. Thank you for the heads up on that.
He's obviously seen something, but not many people have. But he's the main man out there, so that's his job as well from corners, to be fair, looking for infringements. What a great time to get an equaliser.
Would be. We have played well over the 6 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Buxton still leading by 1-0. Xander McBurney with the only goal. Free kick here from the left, just outside of the Buxton penalty area, which again Jacob Butterfield will take. A one-man wall right on the byline. Butterfield goes short back to Wilson. Ball travels a bit too slowly towards him, and that allows the Bucks to close down. Scunthorpe will try again. Denton chips it into the penalty area, but Burney with the header away, and that is the last action of the first half. And as you can hear, a few frustrated boos from these Scunthorpe United supporters at Glanford Park, because their team go in at half-time trailing by 1-0 against Buxton in the National League North. The only goal of the game coming from Xander McBurney in perhaps controversial circumstances. It was the incident that led to the penalty kick, a corner from the right-hand side. It went short towards the right-hand side of the area, then went back over to the far side and that channel, and then the assistant referee on that far side has given a penalty kick. We're not sure what for, but Finlay Shrimpton was booked in the process. Jake Wright stepped up, his initial penalty was saved. Ross Fitzsimmons diving to his right hand side but couldn't turn the ball around the post. The rebound was then smashed across the 6-yard box, and there was Xander McBurney sliding in to hammer the ball home. But Buxton, for all their hard work in containing Scunthorpe United and getting that 1-goal lead, it's been somewhat hampered by Connor Brown, because he's been given a straight red card towards the end of this first half. Involved in a tussle with Danny Whitehall right in front of the Buxton travelling supporters. Must have lashed out, flailed a hand into the face of Whitehall, and has received a straight red card from James Bancroft. So half-time then here at Glanford Park. Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 1. Ross Wilcox.
Yes, we've had everything, haven't we, really? Like I said before, Buxton's game plan were good. Come in, matched up, sat in, played on the counter, had 3 opportunities, but the final ball was poor. For me, Scunthorpe look a little bit flat. You've got to excite this crowd, and they've not done that in this 45 minutes. Got to move the ball quicker. Centre halves have got to step in, certainly now. I mean, they're going to drop in now and just camp in. The full second half being down to 10 men. Be interesting how the shape goes. And for me, I'd be making a couple of changes. I'd certainly be putting Bennett on the pitch, and I'd maybe be putting Jack Jenkins on the pitch, because he's got fantastic legs. Like I said in commentary, he's very much like Kean Scales. He's got great energy, great ability. Obviously at Leeds United, so you know he's a good player. But I think I'd put Bennett on as well. I'm not sure who for. Probably Cam Wilson. You know, and go with a big front three, get the ball wide and throw it in the box. Play a bit more direct. It's been a little bit too nice, and it's given Buxton time to get back in the shape, and they've looked fairly comfortable apart from Max Dearnley's outstanding save probably early part of the game. I don't think Scunthorpe have created many chances at all.
Well, you can have your say on social media at Humberside Sport. Text us 81333, starting your message with the letters RH. On WhatsApp as well, 08000 321 333, if you want to talk about that first half. Second half commentary to come on all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies, and online if you need to go out on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website and that. But half time here, Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 1. We'll run through the two teams in a moment, but Scunthorpe United will be attacking from right to left in this second half, towards the Donny Road end in their claret shirts with blue sleeves, claret shorts and socks. Buxton all in white this afternoon, shooting from left to right towards their own supporters in the south stand. It doesn't look like the Iron have made any changes, so we will go through the two teams in a moment, but Buxton waiting to kick-start this second half. Referee is checking with all parties, both sets of goalkeepers and his assistant referees, that everyone is ready to go for the start of this second half. And we're back underway then. Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 1. Second half commentary from this National League North affair available on all BBC radio frequencies, and if you need to nip out this afternoon or into the early evening, we are on BBC Sounds and online via the BBC Sport website and app. Ollie Turner alongside Russ Wilcox here at Glanford Park, and the Iron straight back on the ball from Buxton's kick-off as they try to look to take advantage of their extra man to find an equaliser. Evans swoops the ball across the defence to the right-hand side to Butterfield. Into now Regan Ogle, back to Butterfield inside the Buxton half. Butterfield waits for support, assesses his options, has to retreat back to Maxime Coogan. Now here's Finlay Shrimpton, who I've seen on social media gave the penalty away by wrestling one of the Buxton players to the ground from that corner kick, and he needs to be careful here on a yellow card, and he's just hacked Elliott down here just by the right-hand touchline. Gets away with it, but surely that will be in Jimmy Dean's thoughts as well, as Elliott is taking as much time as possible to get back up onto his feet, understandably so. Down to 10 men trying to hold on to this one-goal lead.
I'm surprised he didn't make changes at half-time, honestly, but I still think they'll go on and win against the 10 men. But Finn's got to be careful, like you've just said there. I'd be tempted to do that one quite early, because if he fouls again for me after the one he's just committed, you know, he could be sent off, and we can't afford to make it a 10v10 game.
And Shrimpton will be keen to make amends for giving away that penalty as Coogan chests the ball back to his goalkeeper Fitzsimmons, rolls out to the right hand side to Ogle. Has space to run into here, just for Elliott to drop short, but Elliott's trying to make the run in behind. Gets the pass away to Danny Whitehall, who goes down. No free kick given. Buxton back on the ball, and it's with their goalkeeper Dearnley, who spirals the ball up into the air, straight onto the head of Regan Ogle, who nods it back towards the Buxton defence. There is Hull to put it back into the Scunthorpe half, and then a free kick is given away, I think, by Jake Wright, leaning into Regan Ogle, who is trying to win that header. Wright is pleading his innocence. The referee will check to see if Regan Ogle's okay, and it will be a Scunthorpe free kick right hand side behind the halfway line. The Scunthorpe team then, no changes at the break. Ross Fitzsimmons is the goalkeeper, a back four of Denton, Evans, Coogan and Ogle. Smith, Shrimpton and Butterfield the captain in midfield, with a front three of Elliott, Whitehall and Wilson. On the bench for the Iron, Kelly, Boyce, Bennett, Jenkins and Semby Ferris. Buxton at half-time, as you heard, Max Hunt has come on in place of Owen McKeown. Dearnley's the goalkeeper. They're staying with a back four at the moment. Just trying to work out who's slotted in where. Certainly Hunt and Hull are the two centre halves. Minahan's at right back. Shields may have gone in at left back. He's currently in talks with the referee, so it's quite hard to work out. Three-man midfield of Xander McBurney, Curtis Weston and Connor Kirby, and then Thomas Elliott and Jake Wright are the two men up front. On the bench for Buxton, Josh Granite, Diego De Girolamo, Jordan Burrows, Sam Smart and Max Hunt has come on, of course.
Yeah, Max Hunt slotted in at left back.
So Hunt's left back, Shields and Hull are the two centre-halves, Minahan at right back.
Yeah, but they've just gone 4-4-1 with Jake Wright just occupying the centre-halves the best he can and then just dropping in because they're going to have to defend deep.
Yeah, it looks like a flat midfield four with Elliott on the right-hand side, Burney on the left. Two central midfielders are Kirby and Weston. Scunthorpe United go back to their goalkeeper Fitzsimmons from the free kick. Evans down the left to Denton. Back to Will Evans. Evans drives the ball into the Buxton penalty area. Cleared away first time by McDermott, but they will come again, will Scunthorpe United. Butterfield just over the halfway line. Short out to the right-hand side with Ogle. Pass into the feet of Danny Elliott over on the far side. Elliott tries to work it infield to Butterfield but gives possession away. Buxton will try and carve out a counter-attack, but they've not got too many bodies flooding forward, and Wright gives possession away. Scunthorpe will break forward again, but Butterfield has the ball pinched off of him by the goal scorer McBurney, and Buxton back on the ball with their goalkeeper Durnley. Composed pass to the left-hand side with Hull, or Hunt rather, lumped forward aimlessly straight through to Fitzsimmons. Max Hunt, also a victim of relegation from the National League last year with Yeovil Town. I think did play here in the 2-1 defeat for the Glovers to Scunthorpe on the opening day of last season. Denton into the centre circle, the ball goes to Wilson, then Butterfield. Butterfield has so many white Buxton shirts in front of him, trying to pick the right pass. Whitehall guides it over to the right-hand side to Regan Ogle. Crosses in here right-footed. Hull loses his footing, but fortunately for him, Max Hunt was covering at the near post. Butterfield, it was almost like a wrestling move there from the Buxton player, Jake Wright, trying to impede Butterfield from getting hold of the ball, and Jake Wright gets a yellow card for that.
It's a difficult one, but I think there'll be changes imminent. I think you've got to get it wide, get your full-backs high now. You know, two centre-halves are just staying back, marking nobody. Just get your full-backs as high as you possibly can. Let's just load the box a little bit, because it's so hard to go through the middle. They're that compact. You've got to get it wide and deliver into the box.
Butterfield again with another set-piece opportunity from right of centre. Curls it into the penalty area. Hunt and Shields go for it. Evans lofts it towards goal, and Durnley will watch it come down. And I was waiting for the whistle to blow, because two players, Hull and Hunt, went for the same ball, and Hunt has come off the worst, holding his head here. And the referee, James Bancroft, quite rightly stops play, so the Buxton defender can receive treatment. Sorry, it's Hull down. They are two fairly similar looking players in terms of height. I think Max Hunt is 6'5", both wearing black boots as well. So Jake Hull is the one getting treatment at the moment from the Buxton physio.
Hopefully he's okay, but you just wonder if it's little games to play, just to run down that clock. They know it's going to be a difficult 45 minutes to Buxton, so they're going to take every respite they can. I just think Scunthorpe, we're just trying to go through the middle of the pitch, and that's where they're nice and compact. 4-4-1, nice and compact. Jake Wright's dropping in as well to make it even more compact. All they're doing is defending from the 18-yard box to the halfway line, which makes it difficult. We do it in training. You do phases of play in training like that, and it's playing a bit quicker, getting the ball, shifting it, playing with more intensity, more energy, and load the box. Personally, I'd be bringing Bennett on now, and I'd just get it wide. I'd load the box with some big players in there and play a bit more direct, because they're going to let Scunthorpe have the ball all day long in the mid-third. It's not an issue.
There's a delay here because I think a Coke fizzy drinks bottle, I should say, in my BBC status, was thrown onto the pitch. Danny Whitehall flung it back off behind the goal to our left-hand side, and then the referee, of course, has had to pick it up, give it to the steward and make a note of the incident, so that is leading to more time being taken out of the game. But you can understand Buxton's approach. This would be a massive marker to lay down for them, beating Scunthorpe United, ending their unbeaten home record at the start of this new National League North season as well. And currently, according to the live league table on the BBC Sport website and app, they are heading into the playoff places as well. Leading by 1-0 here at Scunthorpe United are the Bucks. Commentary on all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies, online on BBC Sounds and on the BBC Sport website and app, as eventually we are back underway. Burnley volleys it forward, right-footed, aiming for right. He does win the header but can't pick out a teammate as Denton went down in the process, and now Scunthorpe United come forward. Elliott on the ball, running at Hunt, chops inside onto his left foot, still going as Elliott shoots from distance, comes off the back of a Buxton player and balloons into the path of Cameron Wilson, being watched closely by Minahan. He now comes inside onto his right foot, finds Butterfield 25 yards from goal, back out again to the right hand side with Ogle, dinks in the cross right footed towards the back post, headed away by Wright, drops to Denton, plays in Trimpton, left hand side of the box, swings it across goal, and it's claimed well by Max Durnley.
That's a lot better, Ollie. Move the ball quicker, play with more intensity, get it wide, put it in the box. Okay, quality of the cross one, fantastic. I think that's a great ball actually from Finn Trimpton. It's a great ball, it's going away from the keeper. Somebody needs to get across the keeper there. You get across the keeper, you get a little tapping.
Danny Whitehall is trying his best to put off Max Durnley here, who he believes is taking too much time with clearing the ball away. Scunthorpe United back in possession now as they turn the screw on Buxton in search of an equaliser here at Glanford Park. Ogle skims away from McBurney. Now Elliott coming forward down the right-hand channel again. Danny Elliott one-on-one with Max Hunt onto his left foot, tries to work through him for the cross, lays it back to Ogle, crosses in first time right-footed. Hull with the header away, bounces out of play for a Scunthorpe United throw. And it looks like Jimmy D may be bringing on Jack Jenkins for his iron debut in a few moments' time. Denton for the hosts, into the feet of Whitehall, lays it off for Denton, into the penalty area, left-hand side, drives it across. Oh, Buxton almost make a hash of clearing that. They've eventually got it away, only as far as Coogan. Sends the ball out wide to the right. Ogle crosses in again on his right peg. Coogan with the glancing header, can't direct it goalwards, wide of the right-hand post. Goal kick.
To be honest, they can do that every time for me now, because they're leaving none up front. One of the centre halves can step in there, step in and play, and then go and get in the box. Load the box. Get as many crosses in the box as you possibly can, because these are going to tire as well. They're going to get deeper and deeper.
Goal kick which Durnley is set to take. In that green goalkeeping shirt with black shorts and socks. Evans wins the first header, McBurney the second. It will bounce into Coogan, and now Ogle. All 11 men behind the ball for Buxton. 10 men rather, of course, because Connor Brown was sent off in that towards the end of that first half. Butterfield to Wilson, just over halfway. Goes back into his own half with Coogan. Coogan guides the pass forward, out to the right with Regan Ogle. Ogle goes back to Bennett as Richie Bennett warms up beneath us as well. Butterfield into the centre of the park with Shrimpton, sweeps it out to the far side with Elliott. Chance to attack Xander McBurney onto his left foot, shoots! And Max Durnley was left stranded watching that ball and breathing a sigh of relief as it swung wide of the far post and out for another goal kick. And there's another Buxton player down here. It's Jake Wright again who will receive treatment, and here comes Jack Jenkins to make his Scunthorpe United debut, signed yesterday on loan from Leeds United until January, and he will replace Connor Smith in what you think would be a like-for-like change in midfield.
Yeah, it's looking that way. He's certainly got a lot of energy. Like I said to you before, he's very much like Cian Scales. Give them that intensity. I'd still be looking to get Richie Bennett on just the way they're playing. They've got a couple of big centre halves in there, but Bennett could make the difference. Could be the hero today.
Both sets of players again using the opportunity with Jake Wright still down to get some drinks on board. It's cooled slightly here at Glanford Park on this early September Saturday afternoon, but it is quite humid, so you can understand the reason why both sets of backroom staff want to get their players rehydrated, as Jordan Burrow is receiving some instructions.
Yeah, good player. Obviously had him at Boston as well. Big lad, powerful, great runner, good replacement. They've got a good squad, very good squad, Buxton. Like I say, he rotated in midweek. He's changed again today. There's not many teams at this level can do that, but certainly Buxton are one of those teams.
Yeah, as you say, Jordan Burrow left Boston United to join Buxton in May, an FA Trophy winner with FC Halifax Town in 2016, and has played in the EFL as well with Morecambe and Stevenage. So he's about to come on, and Jake Wright's race is run. Probably will be slightly disappointed he didn't tuck home that penalty, but it did eventually lead to Buxton opening the scoring in the first half, and Jake Wright is very slowly but surely coming off here.
It's a good substitution, that, as well, because you've got more legs up there, you've got more height, more power to defend set plays as well, and obviously Jake Wright was on a yellow as well, and he's got it in his locker to commit another foul as Jake Wright and get himself a red card.
Evans with the header, kept in play well by Elliott, and then Butterfield, who lumps it forward on the volley, straight through to Durnley though. An hour gone then here at Glanford Park. If you're just joining us on BBC Radio Humberside Saturday Sports, Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 1. Xander McBurney with the only goal so far for the visitors, just shy of half time, smashing home the rebound from Jake Wright's penalty, who's just gone off. That penalty given against Finlay Shrimpton, who wrestled one of the Buxton players down from a corner kick in the box, received a yellow card for his troubles. But Buxton holding on to that slender 1-0 lead with just 10 men after Connor Brown was sent off just before half time due to an altercation with Danny Whitehall. Jack Jenkins on for Connor Smith in the second half. Scunthorpe United are on the attack again with Cameron Wilson, switched flanks over to the far side. Wilson back to Jacob Butterfield. Now over to Shrimpton, plays in Ogle, then gets it back. Wilson, edge of the area, chance to shoot here, pulls it back to Jacob Butterfield. Perhaps taking a bit too long. Shrimpton whips in the cross, Minahan heads it up into the air, and Denton will just watch it bounce out for a Scunthorpe United throw. Takes it quickly into the feet of Danny Elliott, back to Tyler Denton, first time pass pushed into Butterfield. Elliott again left hand side, only picks out Curtis Weston with the pass. It rebounds though for Will Evans, who shoots from distance, stings the palms of Max Durnley, who just gratefully watches the ball just fly over his crossbar and out for a Scunthorpe United corner kick.
That's a great strike. I've spoken before about Will Evans, you know, big old-fashioned centre half, but technically very good. That's a fantastic strike. I think Max were looking to hold on to that, but the power didn't allow that.
Corner kick's taken short. Wilson back to Shrimpton, right-footed cross. Elliott with the glancing header from deep inside the Buxton penalty area, well over the crossbar though, as Scunthorpe United prepare another change, and Richie Bennett is set to make his second debut for Scunthorpe United. Returned to the club earlier this week on a deal until the end of the season, having scored just once in 9 games on loan from Barrow, having joined in March, and a sensible substitution there from Jimmy Dean, because he's bringing the man who's on a yellow card off in Finlay Shrimpton.
Yeah, that's a sensible substitution. Get another attacker on the pitch as well instead of a midfield player. Maybe a good 4-4-2 now. 2 big lads through the middle, and maybe Danny Elliott will come wide left with Cam Wilson wide right. It's looking that way. Just go 4-4-2 or 4-2-4.
Backed over the top by Elliott. Richie Bennett will run it down, will chase it down in the left-hand channel and forces Luke Shields to concede the throw-in for the hosts. Danny Whitehall exasperated there with one of the Scunthorpe United supporters who hasn't held the ball straight into his clutches for the throw. Denton, short with it on the left to Butterfield. Receives the ball back. Butterfield, the Iron captain again, crosses in right-footed. Headed away by Hull for the visitors. Buxton trying to keep the ball inside of their own half with Elliott. Elliott's not got too many options further forward, but has done well to keep the ball at his feet. Burrow with his first touch finds Minahan, but he's taken a heavy touch to Denton. Maybe play could have gone on there as Denton got fouled from a late challenge from Sam Minahan, and the referees decided to play back to book the Buxton right back.
I've got to say at the moment, Jake Hull's been outstanding for Buxton. Everything that's come in the box, he's headed out. Obviously he's big enough, he's 6'6", but his positional play's been excellent. Bennett needs to play off the back of him and get across him.
It started raining here at Glanford Park. There is a yellow weather warning in place for thunderstorms this afternoon here in Scunthorpe. So little surprise that the heavens have started to open. It will probably be welcome for the players on the pitch. The ball spread out wide to the right hand side to Regan Ogle. Knocks it back to Finlay Shrimpton. Doesn't cross in just yet. Wilson on the ball now. The cross does come in towards the back post. Denton across the 6-yard box, headed away by Shields. Attack still alive for Scunthorpe United. Whitehall can't hold it up away from Elliott, and Elliott's won the ball cleanly. Flicks it over the top for Kirby, who's got plenty of space to run into down the right-hand side. Denton and Evans tracking back for the hosts, and Elliott holds the ball up well, waits for support in Minahan. Has now found Elliott in space again. Elliott has been fouled there stupidly by Jenkins, who concedes the free kick very close to the right-hand touchline, and Elliott will take as much time as he can to get back up onto his feet for this set piece.
Good play again from Buxton. Took the sting out of the game. Plenty of time left though. Just got to be patient. Just want to see more crosses now. You know, certainly now Bennett's on the pitch. You want to see crosses. You want to see fullbacks high. Centre half stepping in at times. You've got to gamble.
Kirby with the right-footed free kick. Denton is there to clear away first. Comes straight back to Buxton and Curtis Weston, but his pass out wide to the right is intercepted by Danny Whitehall, who attempts to race past him, but Curtis Weston recovers well with a sliding challenge, and the ball goes back to the Buxton goalkeeper Durnley. Only manages to pick out Regan Ogle though with his clearance. Here comes Scunthorpe United as the rain halts at Glanford Park. A brief burst of a shower here in Scunthorpe. Butterfield pushes the ball back to Will Evans. Now here's Jenkins over to Ogle on the far side. Ogle will cross again right-footed, comes off the back of McBurney, headed up into the air by Hunt. It's bouncing around inside, hold it up and win the free kick. He's not kept possession though, and then he's tripped up Danny Elliott in the process. Free kick for Scunthorpe United. A couple of the Buxton players complained to the referee in Kirby and Elliott, but won't get that decision overturned as Will Evans and Maxine Coogan are both pushed up from the back here. Regan Ogle's in the penalty area as well. No wall for Buxton from this free kick, which Butterfield curls in. It's a poor one though, headed away on the edge of the penalty area by Hull, but Buxton don't push out from their own box. They maintain their defensive line, waiting for this latest Scunthorpe United assault on their penalty area. Crossed in from right to left. Coogan will try and keep it alive. Final touch has come off of Coogan according to the referee. Buxton throwing.
Now Scunthorpe ball that all day long. I think at times when the ball goes wide, I think one of the standing halves can step in. They're literally playing nobody up front. They're dropping the full lot in 4-5 none. So, you know, can't have a go at it. What we play 25 gone.
Yeah, 22 minutes gone in the second half.
Gone.
It started drizzling down again here at Glanford Park. Scunthorpe United here with Finlay Shrimpton. The pass was too short from Cameron Wilson. That allows Buxton to clear away. It's not a bad clearance, almost a rugby union like that one, looking for touch.
Too many touches though, Ollie. You're playing against 10 men, you've got to shift them around, move them around and move the ball quicker.
Oh, Bennett and Durnley have gone for the same ball. Bennett has gone down, claiming there was contact in the face from Durnley. The referee hasn't given the penalty kick, but now will stop play for the head injury.
No. Not for me. Not for me. Bennett's trying to play the game there, get yourself a penalty.
Football Forum on the way, following full time in this one after 5 o'clock. You can have your say in it. Get your call booked now by ringing 08000 66 5959. You can still get in touch during this commentary as there's another Buxton player down here in Curtis Weston as the physio comes on to treat him. Drop us a text 81333. Start your message with the letters RH. On social media at Humberside Sport, or our WhatsApp number is 08000 321 333.
It's certainly going to be some added time today with the new rules coming. You're looking at double figures today, definitely. You're disappointed if there isn't. Just frustrating the game at the moment, getting a little bit frustrated myself, thinking, come on, you know, a bit more urgency, get more balls in the box. Centre half at times, follow your pass. Like I say, they're just playing 4-5-9 at times. So just leave one back, get another centre half in the box. Your two centre backs are probably the biggest threat, you know, at the club. Get one of them in the box, you're getting beat 1-0 against 10 men. Just take some chances. It's just a little bit safe, and I think Cam Wilson, for me, he's having too many touches of the ball today, too many dribbles. You know, nobody runs faster than a football, so move it about, move it about. You're playing against 10 men. Shift the ball quicker around the pitch and then get in the final third and deliver.
Well, we're having another drinks break on the 70-minute mark, given Curtis Weston has finally now finished receiving treatment, and he is walking over to this the touchline on this near side. I think Josh Granite is about to come on for the third and final Buxton change of the afternoon. Whether he replaces Curtis Weston and goes into a back five, we shall wait and see, or if he's going to come on for another player. One of the Buxton coaching team is operating the LED board to get that change confirmed. I think, judging by the handshake between Josh Granite and Curtis Weston beneath us, and judging by the fact that I can now see that the numbers are up on the LED board, confirmation that Josh Granite is coming on for Curtis Weston. So
Substitutions are sponsored by Jackson Stapleton Accountants.
Curtis Weston's latest return to Glanford Park ends in the 71st minute.
Yeah, he's had a good game in there. Great energy. His recovery run to get back on Tyler Denton was outstanding. It's definitely going to be a back five, because there's only one place he's going to go. I think that'll be the middle of the three with the two wing backs. I don't think it will be wing backs. I think it'll be a five at the back.
Absolutely hammering it down now here at Glanford Park. Ball into Whitehall from Denton. Whitehall can't keep it away from Connor Kirby, but ball's still alive for Denton, but he can't get the pass off either to Danny Elliott. Long ball forward from Minahan, aiming for Jordan Burrow. Runs through to Ross Fitzsimmons. It's still a blue, cloudy sky above Glanford Park here, but you may be able to hear the rain hammering down onto the Glanford Park pitch at the moment. Butterfield's on the ball inside the Buxton half. Looks up, pumps possession over to the far side with Ogle. Into Jenkins, spins on the ball and circles it back to Will Evans. Butterfield again here. To his left-hand side, short to Tyler Denton, who crosses in towards the back post. Will be an easy header away for Max Hunt. No one from the Scunthorpe perspective contesting that. Here come the iron again. Ogle with the cross from the right-hand side, flicked on by Bennett. Will drop to Jenkins, but he can't get a toe on the ball, and that allows McBurney to nip in over towards the left-hand touchline. Back to Hunt, who clears away left-footed. Coogan nods it on, and Ogle is there first, knees it into the path of Jacob Butterfield, just outside of the centre circle, right of centre. Into the centre circle he goes, short into Whitehall, who holds it up firstly and then knocks it back to Coogan. Out wide to Ogle, Pass down the line for Wilson to try and latch onto, but good defending there from Buxton. See it out of play for a goal kick.
I must say Kirby's been absolutely outstanding for him. Conor Kirby in there. He's covered every blade of grass. But this is the time now where hopefully, you know, full-time football kicks in against the part-time team and the long journey on Tuesday night. But they've certainly got to create more opportunities. There's got to be better quality from Scunthorpe. I'd certainly be tempted to put Andrew Boyce on at some stage and throw one of the centre-backs up front, because it's so easy for them now to get the ball wide and put it in the box. And we're not really winning many first contacts when it does go in there.
One ball forward. Headed down by Burrow. It will drop to Elliott, and he is definitely fouled there from behind by Jacob Butterfield. And you can see what that means to Tom Elliott to win that free kick so high up the pitch and just provide respite for the rest of his teammates at the back. Good work from Elliott. And we've got just over 15 minutes left of normal time here at Glanford Park. Still Scunthorpe United 0, Buxton 1. That first half goal from Xander McBurney, the difference between the two sides. Kirby over the set piece for the visitors, whips it in right-footed towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Ogle with the header away. Max Hunter's gone up from the back, and one of the Buxton players, I think it was McBurney, trying to receive the pass, lost his footing on the wet turf, but Buxton keep possession here. Wide to the left-hand side with Hunt, who crosses in, still up from the corner kick, but that is the cross of a centre-half, and he manages to pick out Ross Fitzsimmons, who volleys it forward quickly to Elliott, brushes off the challenge of Kirby, flicks out wide to the right-hand side to Cameron Wilson. On his right foot, crosses in, aiming for Whitehall. Crucial header at the near post from the substitute Granite. That may well be his first touch, and what an important first touch it was to put it behind for a corner kick with Danny Whitehall waiting unmarked.
That's great defending, outstanding. We both thought, I think that's going to go on Danny's head to be the equalising goal, so great defending from Granite.
Butterfield to take the corner from the right-hand side, not going short on this occasion. Outswinger on the right foot. Header away from Burrow, brought down by Elliott. He's got no one in support, just waits for the contact to see if he can earn a cheap free kick. That doesn't come off either. So Scunthorpe United back on the ball. Whitehall, left of centre. Back to Wilson, midway inside the Buxton half. Into Butterfield, but lets the ball run away from him. And Buxton just poke it away as far as they can before retreating back into their defensive shape. Denton, left to centre. Into the middle of the park with Jenkins. A few Scunthorpe United fans urging him to shoot. Butterfield does do so, pulls the trigger on his left peg. That one's blocked. Miniham with the header away. And Denton will just allow the ball to trickle out for a throw. Let his teammates recompose themselves. Short throw to Wilson. Burrow gestures that maybe it was a foul throw, but nothing doing there. Coogan, as it continues to lash down here at Glanford Park. Ogle chops inside onto his left foot, then delays, flicks it down the right-hand side of the penalty area, aiming for Danny Elliott, but too long for him. Durnley smothers it.
So hard to play through though now. Now they've got a back five. Again, for me, it's got to go wide. It's got to go wide and in the box. Got 5 in there now, not just 4. It's not a back 4, it's a back 5. There's no wing backs today, they're full backs. And to be fair to Buxton at this moment in time, they're doing an outstanding job.
Evans urged to move the ball forward quickly by the home supporters. Denton flicks it to the left to Danny Elliott on this left-hand touchline, level with the penalty area, crosses in. He's got way too much on that. Will Wilson be able to keep it in play? He stops it from going out for a throw, but gives away the goal kick.
Had so much quality in the game against South Shields, didn't we? Certainly the first 20-25 minutes of the game, unbelievable. And that's what's let them down today. You know, the cross there. You know, there's nobody really closed him down. He's under no pressure. You've got to stick it between the sticks. It's got to be better. It's got to be better if they're going to get an equaliser.
Scunthorpe have not looked as offensively threatening all game compared to the South Shields one, regardless of having the man advantage. So received a text from someone, sounds like Curzon all over again. Whitehall's bundled down in the box. That was a clear shove from behind, surely, from Hull, and the referee has waved it away and given the corner kick instead. What do you make of that, Russ?
I think it's a penalty.
Yeah.
I think it's poor defending. He's the wrong side. He needs to be ball side. Puts himself in an awkward position there. Defender, only way he can get the ball is by going through the man. That's exactly what he does. It's a nailed on penalty for me.
Butterfield then. Corner kick instead from the left-hand side in swinger as the thunder rumbles above us here at Glanford Park. Headed away by Buxton. Jenkins trying to hold the ball off away from Elliott. Spins his man, shoots towards goal! Oh, and it flashes just wide of the far post. Danny Whitehall was trying to make contact sliding in there, but neither Jenkins nor he could find the target. And Buxton stay alive and keep their slender one-goal lead intact as Jimmy Dean makes his third and final change. Dion Sembi-Ferris comes on in place of Regan Ogle.
Yeah, good sub. See that one. Don't need a right back today. Just leave him up that pitch and just hope his quality is good. But great bit of play there from Jenkins. Little turn, little drive, and just needed a touch. The good thing there is Scunthorpe, we had lots of bodies in the box, and that's what they have to do now. Just put bodies in the box and put it in there. It might be a mistake. It might be a bad cross. This could be a red card, by the way.
It looks like just a yellow. Yes, it is.
Lucky
Jordan
boy.
Burrow gets away with that, and Jimmy Dean, not for the first time, won't be happy about a flailing elbow on Will Evans, because I think a similar incident happened at Alfreton Town and one of their players got away with it, and now Jordan Burrow just gets a yellow card for leaving one in on the face of Will Evans. He gets up and gets play back up and underway, but then the referee's going to pull it back as the free kick was taken too quickly.
It's a red card all day long. He's seen the incident, that's why he throws a card out. It should be red. There's no intention of playing the ball there. That's an old school one. That's from 25 years ago where you could get away with it. You can't get away with that now. That's poor refereeing.
Butterfield, as now we've seen lightning above Glanford Park, crosses in left-footed. Butterfield, keeper's dropped it over the line, but I think the referee has given a free kick, has he? No, he's given the goal, and Scunthorpe United have an equaliser here as we head in towards the final 10 minutes of this game. Cross coming in from the left-hand side. Keeper's fumbled it, Max Sternley under pressure, and I think the final touch has come off the Buxton defender as it's trickled over the goal line, and out of nowhere Scunthorpe United have an equaliser, and with the extra man advantage, surely they will apply all the pressure in these final 10 minutes as they look for a winner. In the 81st minute, Scunthorpe United won, Buxton won. The goal has been credited to Richie Bennett.
A little bit of quality. That's what it was. The cross put Max Sternley under pressure. Not 100% sure it wasn't a foul. A lot of bodies come together. Referee's got a better view than me. Now it is real game on. Now they've just got to go throw the kitchen sink at it now for me. The difference between 1 point and 3 is huge, and they've got to keep that top spot as long as they possibly can.
Well, it's 1-1, but that doesn't really tell the full story of this game. Dramatic in terms of the events of the 80 minutes so far, and the weather as well. Ball's back to Max Sternley, who made the error for the Scunthorpe United equaliser. Richie Bennett opening his account on his second debut for the club. He's been credited with that goal. Loops over the top from Buxton. Minahan will keep it in play over on the right-hand side by the right-hand corner flag, and plays the percentages, wins the corner off the ankles of Tyler Denton, and then G's up the visiting Buxton supporters in the south stand behind the goal to our right-hand side before jogging back into his defensive position. And Buxton not showing too much urgency with the corner kick. They'd still like to come away from Glanford Park with something.
You must say though, Ollie, that whatever happens in this next 10-15 minutes, Buxton have been outstanding today. To the man, to get a man sent off and play for as long as they can and look so comfortable, and got some quality players as well.
Connor Kirby with the outswing, a header from Hunt, and Buxton retake the lead here in the 83rd minute. Brilliant corner kick from Connor Kirby, and Max Hunt was left completely unmarked in appropriate weather to thunder the ball home from the edge of the 6-yard box. and 10-man Buxton retake the lead in the dying embers of this game. Max Hunt, the substitute at half-time, opens his account for the club, having joined in May after leaving Yeovil Town. And wowee, what a game this is. 10-man Buxton leading by 2-1 here away at Scunthorpe United in the 84th minute.
I'm flabbergasted. That's awful defending. It's a free header. He's in the middle of the goal. It's a free header. 10 men against 11. It's got to be picked up. You've just got yourselves back in the game. The stadium's bouncing again, and within what, a minute or two, you know, you're behind again to a set play, which awful defending. That terrible.
Back underway then. You could hear a pin drop after that goal went in amongst the Scunthorpe United supporters. Trailing once again here at Glanford Park. 2-1 behind against Buxton with just over 6 minutes left of normal time to play. You'd expect quite a number of minutes to be added on in terms of stoppage time in this one. Scunthorpe United yet again looking for another equaliser here to maintain their unbeaten record at Glanford Park at the start of this National League North season. Jenkins into Butterfield, 30 yards from goal, onto his left foot, shoots from distance, blocked by Minahan, header away by Granite. Only travels as far as Maxine Coogan for the hosts. Still inside the Buxton half at the moment are Scunthorpe United. Sembi Ferris with a chance to run at McBurney, lays it back to Jenkins, whips in, left-footed, Bennett in the 6-yard box, tries to slide the ball home while falling backwards and just can't get a clean connection on this shot, and it's gathered by Max Sternley.
Great quality ball in again. Evans stayed up there as well. Evans stepped in and stayed in the box. I think for me that's what I'd do all day long now. Get one of your centre halves up in the box when the ball goes wide.
Well, now we've got another stoppage here, and the referee is talking to the steward again. He handed him a fizzy drink bottle early in the second half. Just wondering if something has been thrown on again. Yeah, I've just seen another bottle being thrown on from the Donny Road into our left-hand side. Needless scenes here.
That's just stupidity though, Ollie. You know, all you're doing is playing to Buxton's hands. You're just killing the game for them.
Durnley volleys it forward towards the right. Did Burrow get a touch on that? It doesn't matter either way because it's a Scunthorpe United throw. Back to Ross Fitzsimmons, just on the edge of his own D. Now Dion Sembi Ferris goes over halfway, down the line to Cameron Wilson. Sembi Ferris continues his run down the right, but it's still at the feet of Wilson. Crosses in, Whitehall can't get there first, head of the keeper on the rebound, and what an important sliding tackle that is from Luke Shields on the line. Richie Bennett was looking to double his tally for the afternoon there, empty net, and Luke Shields makes a last-ditch sliding tackle to block that behind for a corner kick.
That's fantastic defending. It's actually took a deflection as well, so he's seen it late. It's obviously beat Max Sternley. It's going in the net, and he gets his leg on the ball and flicks it away for a corner.
Butterfield with the latest set piece from the right-hand side. Pretty much all of the Scunthorpe United players in the 6-yard area, headed away by Granite. Minahan can't stop it from going out for another corner kick to Scunthorpe United as the Iron continue to bombard the Buxton box. Outswinging delivery from Butterfield. Granite with another header away, and the referee and the assistant have pulled up for a foul in the Buxton penalty area. Wow. Listen to the sound of that rain.
Wow, that's crazy. It'll be interesting to see how heavy the pitch will become.
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, I got a text from someone saying it sounds like Curzon all over again. I was wondering whether it was alluding to the weather, given the comical scenes towards the end of that game with a rather waterlogged pitch.
No, this pitch is a lot better. A lot better. Drains really well. It'll be fine.
3,661 in attendance, with 170 of those being travelling Buxton supporters. Torrential rain here as Wilson gives a foul away. Well, actually, it's not. It's a booking for Elliott, which Wilson is relieved to see. So the free kick goes in Scunthorpe United's favour.
A challenging game today for the referee. Very challenging.
Denton whips over to the right-hand side to Dion Sembi-Ferris. Another chance to run at his man McBurney. Flicks it down the channel for Jenkins to latch onto. Spread back to Butterfield. Chance to shoot on his left foot again. Whips it over the top of the crossbar. Durnley watches that go behind the goal and out for another goal kick. Less than 2 minutes of normal time to play. Still Buxton leading here at Scunthorpe United by 2-1.
Better quality there from Scunthorpe. That's the thing now, when you get in the wide areas, the pullback is on. You can either cross into the box where you got lots of bodies, or the little pullback to Butterfield is on, because they're having to load the box, Buxton.
Goal kick flies over the top of Jordan Burrow. The wet pitch will hold the ball up, and Buxton have done really well there to eventually win the throw-in. The ball got caught up in the wet turf, and it was McBurney coming all the way over from his left midfield position to challenge Coogan for that loose ball and to win the throw-in for his team. And now there are, as you can tell from the booing, there are currently 3 Buxton players down on the pitch. McBurney is one of them. He's going to get treatment from a teammate for a cramp. Durnley is, I think, just sitting down, really exhausted after his efforts in his game, just outside of his own D, right of centre. And there is another Buxton player receiving treatment at the moment. I can't quite see who it is at present.
To be fair, Ollie, they've put an unbelievable shift in today to play the full second half with 10 men against a quality team as well. Massive credit, whatever the scoreline finishes, huge credit to Buxton for their attitude, the application, their endeavour today, and they've had quality as well. They had a good outfit.
It's Elliott who was the 3rd player who was down.
Just another booking there, I think, for Tyler Denton.
Minahan waiting to take the throw into Burrow, who will try and hold it up and eat time away over on at the right-hand corner flag. Scunthorpe United eventually win it back. Elliott has his pocket pinch though. Minahan again will head towards the right-hand corner flag. Has Kirby in support if he needs him. Minahan keeps it at the right-hand corner flag, then back heels it to Burrow, who's just absolutely smashed it straight out of play for a Scunthorpe United goal kick. Into stoppage time then here at Glanford Park.
Into 10 minutes.
10 minutes of added time at the end of this game.
I thought it'd have to be double figures.
Oh, Jenkins, and you can see the effect that the wet turf is having on this game, because Jenkins couldn't even get the pass away to Butterfield. Butterfield now loops into the penalty area, headed away by Hull. Evans is up from the back trying to win the ball off of Elliott, and Elliott keeps his feet, twists and turns away from Evans. Still going, tries to go past Butterfield, leaves out a right arm. Elliott goes down, nothing doing from the referee. Butterfield puts it back into the box. The ball gets caught up in the swirling wind and rain here at Glanford Park. Then another player in loses their footing for Buxton. Scunthorpe on the attack. Wilson, edge at the penalty area, goes down. Gets back up onto his feet though, keeps the ball shot from distance from Butterfield outside the box, palmed away, only as far as Sembi-Ferris into the penalty area he goes. Cross skims up into the air, drops down, and Buxton somehow just absolutely hacked that out for a corner kick, doing anything that they can to keep this 2-1 lead alive.
Great save again from Max. Wow, the conditions are horrendous.
Corner from the left-hand side from Cameron Wilson. Minahan, I think, with the header away. Sembi-Ferris into the penalty area he goes. Back heels it to Jenkins, shot on his right foot. Whitehall down the box, penalty! Penalty kick for Scunthorpe United. They have a chance to equalise in stoppage time. The shot coming in right of centre from Jenkins. Whitehall tried to get a touch onto it. He's pulled down in the box. Should have got a penalty kick earlier in this second half. Has done now. And Scunthorpe United will hope to equalise, because this rain here is almost monsoon-like. It is sweeping across the Glanford Park pitch thanks to the wind as well. This is absolute madness. Granite gets a booking as my water bottle is flying everywhere as well. I don't think I've been to a game like this.
Wow. This game's had absolutely everything, including the weather. I think we set off at 84 degrees, and now we're in torrential rain. Incredible.
And interestingly, despite Danny Whitehall scoring from the spot in midweek, it's Danny Elliott who will take the penalty. Referee blows his whistle at the Donny Road end. Danny Elliott steps up, and it's saved by Durnley. He dived to his left-hand side, but keeps the ball out with his right foot, I think his right ankle. And Buxton still lead here by 2-1. Danny Elliott misses the penalty kick for the hosts.
He's got a really good record, Max Durnley. I had him last year at Farsley. I think he saved 3 or 4 last season, all down to his left as well. For me, you just smash it down the middle.
Into the box, drops for Evans inside the D, tries to poke it to a teammate. Free kicks given, foul on Will Evans inside the D. He's getting rather comical with all the players losing their footing at the moment. Sky is starting to turn grey above Glanford Park, and that may be the mood of some Scunthorpe United supporters here as well, after watching Danny Elliott's spot kick saved by Max Durnley.
I think he's given that one for handball, actually, which I thought was a bit harsh on the Buxton lad. I think he just hit his arm. But an opportunity here now for you'd have thought Danny Whitehall or Butterfield, one of those two. Obviously Danny Whitehall fancies it big time. For me, with the conditions, I'd be smashing that keeper's side. Absolutely smashing it. 20 yards from goal. Absolutely leather it.
Free kick then inside the D. Whitehall steps up, hammers it straight into the wall. Rebound will drop for Butterfield. Skims off the wet surface, and Durnley saves at his near post and then smothers the ball, taking as much time out of this game as possible. We have played nearly 5 of the 10 additional minutes at the end of this second half. Still, Scunthorpe United 1, Buxton 2. There are supporters here standing in the stairwell in the main west stand to try and keep out of the way of the wind and rain. Burrow holds the ball up away from Denton. Look at the water coming off the surface here at Glanford Park. Atrocious conditions. Then it gets stuck in the turf from the pass back to Coogan. And the ball's not even moving off the surface. Surely the referee has a decision to make here at some stage. Drops kindly for Danny Elliott. Back to Bennett. Butterfield can't get it off of Burrow, and now the supporters are booing here because
might have to take the players off here. Might have to take the players off. I mean,
yeah, the referee has taken the ball off of Tyler Denton, and well, I think Josh Grant is trying to talk to him, saying, "Come on, just play the extra 5 minutes in this." But I think the referee has realised here that we can't play in these conditions, and I think, well, it's at full time.
No, can't
has he abandoned the game? He's blown the whistle 3 times.
No.
Buxton players are celebrating. Jimmy Dean is wondering what the hell has happened here, and I think Buxton have won here by 2-1. The referee has decided, instead of abandoning the game, to call time on it, still with 4 minutes of added time left to play. The Scunthorpe players and the manager Jimmy Dean, the backroom staff, are surrounding the referee. Maybe there was a question that the game should have been delayed while we waited for the rain to pass. Maybe there was a question to be asked about whether it could be abandoned, as unfair as that would be on Buxton. The referee is instead called full time, and Buxton take 3 points in this one. The 10 men have survived, both having a man deficit and the weather as well. They've beaten Scunthorpe United here by 2-1. Max Hunt with the winning goal. The header from the corner kick from the right-hand side. And Scunthorpe United players are standing here motionless and speechless. They can't quite believe what has happened here. Neither can we. Russ Wilcox.
Absolutely incredible. I can't see how he can possibly do that. He's only got 2 choices. He either lets the game finish and lets the time elapse, or he takes the players off and then plays the extra 4 or 5 minutes that's remaining. You can't put 10 minutes up on the board and then play 6. I've never seen anything like that in all my life. Been in the game 30 odd years. You can't do that. I don't get how he's going to get away with that as a referee, and what happens moving forward, because as Scunthorpe have to appeal that and have to do something about it. But I'm gobsmacked. I'm just absolutely gobsmacked. I think we've had absolutely everything today in this game. It's been crazy.